Okay, good morning, everyone. This is a continuation of what we did in class yesterday. Yesterday was Thursday. Today is Friday. It is January the 8th today. If you were here yesterday, then in class you should have made a diagram that looks something like this. It was a branching diagram where we diagrammed all of the shirts of people in your group. And if you were here, then you should get that out. You're going to need that for today's activity. If you weren't here, I'm going to post an image of this. You need to copy this down on a piece of paper. Don't just print it. You need to make your own copy here. Okay, I'll include this. So as a review, if you weren't here, essentially what we did is we took everybody's shirts in our group and we asked a question. The first question here is the shirt long sleeved? And everything had to be a yes or no question. So then we took all of the shirts that were long sleeved, we put them over here in this group, and all the shirts that were not long sleeved over here. So we just sort of moved into two separate groups here. And then we said, okay, let's look at the group of people who have long sleeves, and we asked another yes or no question. Each diamond was a yes or no question. For example, this one said, do these long sleeve shirts have hoods? And again, we divided into two groups. There were those who had long sleeve shirts who had hoods and those who did not. And we kept asking questions like, does it have drawstrings with the hood? Yes or no? And we kept going. And then the ones that did not have a hood, we said, does it have writing on it? Or is it blue? And we kept going, always asking a yes or no question until we got a person in a group of one. Till we got one person in their own group. Now, these are made up names, but it works the same way. So, for example, Joe was the only person who had a long-sleeved shirt that had a hood, that had drawstrings, and that had a zipper. He was then in a group by himself, so we wrote his name and circled it. He was all alone. And Zach had all of those things except for no zipper. So he was also in a group by himself. Then we went back and we looked at the group of people who did not have drawstrings. And again, there was only one person. That was, in this case, was Dan. Then we went back and said, okay, let's look at all the people who had long sleeves who did not have hoods. We had 3 people there, so we had to split them into groups. When we were all done with that side, then we said, okay, now let's go back and look at all the people who did not have long sleeves. And we asked some more questions. Do they have writing? If there was writing, was there writing on the back? Was it blue? Did it have a logo on it? And again, we kept doing this until every single person was in a group all by themselves. When they were in a group by themselves, we circled their name at the end. And you can think of that as reaching an individual species, an individual creature. The species name is the person's name in this case. Now you need to, again, copy that down if you don't already have it. Once that's done, I'll have you pause the video now. Once you have this copied down, the document that's attached, then we'll move on to part 2. So now that you have that copied down, if you didn't, pause the video and do it. But now that you have that copied down, or you have the one you did in class, now we're going to go to this document called T-shirt Dichotomous Key. So now what you'll do is you're going to take this and we're going to make a dichotomous key. You should have done this assignment with the wee beasties the other day. If you haven't done this yet, do this before you do this assignment for today. You need to get this one done. We had these creatures. We had a dichotomous key where you said, okay, does this creature have 2 feet? Yes or no? And it tells you where to go. We're going to make one of these now based on what we did with this. The very first thing you need to do is take this and we're going to number all the diamonds. I'm going to number all of the ones like this. So the very top one right here, you should number as number 1. I'm just going to put a number next to it and circle that number, as you can see right there. I numbered it number 1. And then I'm going to go to everything over on the right. I'm just going to go down this way. I'm going to go here and then here and then here and then here and sort of work that way. So I'm going to have this one be number 2. And then the drawstrings number 3. So you can see I went 1, 2, 3. I'm going to go zipper number 4 or whatever yours is here. But it doesn't really matter which one is which. I like to work my way sort of right to left, though, until you have them all the diamonds numbered 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I ended up with 10 diamonds. And you can see they're all numbered 1, 2, 3. And then I went 4, 5, 6. And then I jumped over here 7, 8, 9, 10. If you want to pause it and copy how I did it, you can. I guess the version that I upload will actually have all this on here because I haven't uploaded it yet. So you should have those numbers on there. Now all you need to do is take those numbers right there. So I have number 1. That's going to correspond with number 1 on this document. This is like diamond 1. And I'm going to write a complete sentence that asks that question. So my first one was, does it have long sleeves? So here's how I'm going to do it. I'm going to say, has long sleeves. And then I'm going to say, does not, and I'm going to emphasize not with capitals. I would do that anytime you do a not. Does not have long sleeves. You could also say that has short sleeves would be fine. Then I'm going to look at my chart and I'm going to say, okay, has long sleeves. That says long sleeves, yes. Go to step what? 2. So over here, I'm going to say go to step 2. Okay. On this side, if it did not have long sleeves, what am I going to write? I'm going to write go to step 7, just wherever it leads to. Okay. So now I'm going to look at diamond 2. So I find diamond 2 here. The question is, does it have hoods? So I'm going to say has hoods, does not have a hood. Has a hood, does not have a hood. Okay. If it had a hood from number 2, I said yes, it's going to go to step 3. And if it does not, it goes to step 5. I'm just going to follow my chart. Now I'm going to skip down here because you'll just keep going. Then you can go to step 3 here, and you'll say for step 3, go to 4 if yes, go to and if it's no. In fact, we can go ahead and do this one. Let's go to step 3 here. So number 3 on this one, does it have a drawstring? So we'll say has a drawstring. Does not have a drawstring. Now this is where it's going to be slightly different here. So for number 3, has a drawstring, yes, you would say go to step 4. Does not have a drawstring. This is where it's going to be different. Does not have a drawstring. That's where you get to Dan. Dan had a shirt that had long sleeves, had a hood, but did not have drawstrings. And then he was in a group by himself. So in this case, instead of saying go to, you're going to put the person's name. We're going to say, okay, I'm going to delete the go to, and I'm going to say this is, I'm going to put it in parentheses, species Dan. That's the name of that creature. Okay? And then I'm just going to continue going. I would go to step 4, and then that would end in 2 different names here, depending on whether or not they had a zipper. Okay, so that's all you need to do is look at the number. That goes along with the number on your chart here. So if I was on number 7, I'd go here, and then just say what was the choice, A or B, and where does it send you. It either sends you to another step, and just tell what step it would send you to on your chart, or it gives you a person's name. Once you have this document all filled out, submit it. You'll want to bring this with you as well and turn this in the turn-in box. So this is 2 parts, and that's our task for today. If you have questions, please email me while you're working at home, and I'll try and respond quickly. Okay, thanks, guys.